Hello everybody, in this lecture we learn how to read and write files and some most important functions about reading and writing files, and also we will learn open function. And let's also firstly talk about open function, and after that we will talk about our modes. And open function returns a file object, and it is used most commonly with two arguments, open between parentheses file name, and after that our mode. As I said, we mostly use with two arguments, but sometimes we need something more than two arguments, and we will also make an example about it, and we will use more than two arguments in this lecture. Okay, and after that in this lecture we learn W and A mode, and R and R plus mode is in another lesson. Okay, so first I want to talk about W and A mode. W mode it's a write mode. It is used to edit and write new data to our file, but problem here, any existing files with the same name will be erased if we use W mode. So it's not very suitable to use W mode. If we use A mode is better than W mode. A mode is appending mode. It is used to add new information to end of our file. New information will be automatically added to end of our line. Okay, end of the line. Let's firstly create a file and use open function. After that we will use W and also A mode and other things about reading and writing files. Okay, let's get started. First I want to create here a variable, and its name is file. Okay, and this file I didn't create it before. Okay, now I will say open here, double quotes, and I will say my file name, let's say test.txt. okay, I want to create a txt file, and after that for my mode I want to use W mode. Okay, now if I press shift and enter, and now my file has been created by Python. Where is it? It is here. As you see, it's test.txt is here. Let's click it. As you see, it's empty. There is nothing inside it because we didn't write anything, right? So why is creating here? Because my Python file is here in this directory, and so that's why I defaultly Python will create our file also under this directory. Also we can, of course, we can create these files in a specific directory path. Also I will make example about it. Okay, now as I said, my text file text.txt is here and it is empty. Let's write something to our file, and now let's click it. As you see, it's empty. Now if I say my file dot, after that I need to use write function. Okay, here I will say between double quotes, let's say hello Python. Okay, and after that what I need to close my file. Okay, so to do that I need to use close function, file dot close. Now shift and enter, and let's check our file. As you remember, it was empty. Now if I refresh it, as you see it, now I can see here hello Python. Okay, and now as I said here, the write mode, if we use W mode, sorry, it will delete, erase the existing files if we have same name, right? So W mode is not very suitable to use. Let's understand it, how it is working. For example, if I say file, and again I will open my file, okay, and test.txt, and after that comma, and again W mode, right? Now if I say file dot write, I will write something new. Okay, and I will say this is my second data. Okay, and after that I need to close my file, of course, file dot close. Okay, and now shift and enter, and I'm coming here. This is our before the first data. Now if I refresh my page again, as you see, the first one is erased by this function because we use W, and this is only I have now this time. This is my second data. Okay, this is not, so that's why W mode not always suitable to use. Okay, and also let's talk about encoding. We can also define an the encoding if you want, because the Python is also works with ASCII codes. But if, for example, sometimes we can add some data in with Chinese letters, Japanese or other letters, you know, so it will not work. And let's make an example about it, okay? And after that we will also add our UTF-8 codes, okay, and we will solve this problem. And I want to open my again my file, but before that let's say open and test.txt, okay, and here I will say W mode again, and let's write something file.write. If I say here, and I want to add here something Chinese, okay, let me copy this, and here between double quotes, if I add something like Chinese, okay, not this is not Latin characters, right? So I will add something from Chinese, and if I press shift and enter, as you see, it said this is Unicode encode error. So how can I can solve this problem? To solve this problem, only we need to type here. As I said here, we mostly will use 2 arguments, but this time I will use 3 arguments to solve this problem, okay? I will copy this one again, okay? Here after my mode, I will say encoding is equal to U2F8, okay? If I add this one, and I will solve this problem. Now file.write and something Chinese, okay, I think it was hello, how are you, something like that in Chinese. And now what I need to do, I need to close my file. Right now if I press shift enter, as you see, I didn't get any error because I defined encoding for my file. And now if I check my file and I will refresh it, as you see, now my Chinese letters is here and I didn't get any error. Okay, this is how you can define encoding to your files. And let's do something else. And also we using \n. If I, for example, add many data to my file, how it is looking, let's check it before, and after that we will use \n, okay. And let's again open our file, okay, and I will say, of course, same one, test.txt is my file name. After that, here, actually let's copy this guy, okay, and even this one, all of them, okay, we can use. And after that, I will add another line, okay, file.write, let's say hello Python. If I say file.write, let's say another entry, and after that let's close our file.close, okay. Now shift and enter, and let's check our file. Now if I refresh my page, as you see here, I have only one line code. And you know, is if you want to separate this every entry here, each entry, what I need to use like this one is first one, and second one is hello Python, and third one is another entry. If you want to make line by line, how we can do that? It's also simple. We need to use backslashes here, okay. I will copy this value and here paste. I will paste it. If I use here \n here, I will solve this problem, okay. \n, and for the last one \n. Now if I press shift and enter, and now let's see our file again. As you see, if I use \n, Python will create for each entry, it will create a new line for me, okay. This is how we can solve this problem. And also let's something else, creating files in a specific directory. As I said, if you want to if you create a file, it will be under our Python file, okay. This is our Python file in directory, but you can also create in a specific directory. How we can do that? And in my case, actually I use Windows, So I want to show you how you can do that in Windows, or for the Mac and the Linux also, of course you can do it. Just only you need to type your directory, and you can create your files wherever you want. To do that, I will say here file. Now I need to use here, sorry, before open, for the directory. Now I will type my directory. Okay, in my case I will say let's create a file in my desktop. Okay, computer desktop. So how can I do that? I will say C column slash users, and after that slash again source and desktop, and now my file name, let's say test again txt. By the way, you can create your file with any extension, doesn't matter. Now I said txt. You can create files with Excel files or Word or other files also. Okay, I want to create here txt because it's simple to use txt files, so I use txt extension. Okay, and after that, here what I need to say, I need to type my mode, and my mode is W. Right now, if I press shift and enter, now if I go to my desktop, I will see my file in my desktop. Let's see it. As you see here, my text file is here, and let's check it. Now let me open with Notepad. As you see, it is working and it is empty. How I created my I can create my files in a specific directory where I want. Okay, and the last thing, I think we will learn a mode also, right? And let's use a mode and to add data to our files, and we will see differences between A and W mode. As I said here, W mode always if we create our files with W mode with same name, always our existing file will be erased, because W mode is working like that. A mode is not like that. It's appending mode. It is used to add new information to end of our line, and it will not erase any our file if we open our file with same name. Okay, so this is difference between A and W mode. And let's make an example, and we will understand how A mode is working. I will say here file is equal to, let's say, open. Okay, and now I want to say, let's say, new file. Okay, new file and .txt. Okay, and now for the mode I will say A. If I press shift and enter, and let's go to our directory here, as you see here, my new file is here. If I click it, as you see, it's empty. There is nothing inside because I didn't write anything to my file, right? So after that, I will come to here, and if I say file dot write, and let's say hello, okay, \n, and also file dot write, and let's say I love Python, \n again, and now I will close my file. Okay, file dot close, and now shift and enter. Let's check our file, and I will refresh. As you see, my data is here. I added to my file. If I add something else, for example, let's open our file again, and now, right, if I say file dot write, and here I will say this is new data. Okay, and let's check, and before let's close it, file dot close. Okay, and let's check our file again. If I come to here, and if I press shift, if I refresh my page, as you see, I kept my existing data here, hello and I love Python. I also add the new data to my file. This is how A mode is working. That's all. We will learn also in the next lecture R and R plus mode. See you in the next.